morning, Harker family, and welcome to school on this fabulous Friday, March 3rd. Today is our Forever as Friends event as we wrap up Read Across America Week. Teachers, please make sure that you check the schedule prior to coming down since some changes did have to be made. Also, teachers, please do not forget to provide a book for the students. Make sure it's not a long book. We only have a certain amount of time. It could even be a short book that each child reads a page or two of. Again, check the schedule and please make sure you bring a book. All right, it's day E. If everyone will now please stand up and join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to Mia in Miss Taramino and Miss Mostella's class. Brody in Mrs. Snyder and Mrs. Charlton's class, Nicolo in Mrs. Steinmetz and Mrs. Kennedy's class, and over the weekend celebrating a birthday, Carly in Mrs. Dominic and Mrs. Hill's class, Ethan in Mrs. Floyd and Mrs. Collins' class, Isaac in Mrs. Bauer's class, Mrs. Fox, and Mr. Ortega. We hope everyone has a fantastic birthday. When your teacher allows you to do so, please come to the main office to pick up your birthday pencil. Our reading challenge finishers: Shaylin in Mrs. Dominic and Mrs. Hill's class, Tyler in Miss Polson's class, Johnny in Miss Polson's class, and Rumesa in Miss Dittert's class. Don't forget to submit, well, you had to submit it by yesterday, so hopefully you did, the question. And here are our pets to guess from this week, or choose from. Check that out and see if you can match them to Miss Lori, Officer Thompson, Mr. W, and Mrs. Lee. All right, let's see who's flying in a V. There you go.
Miss Casella for always going above and beyond.
And thank you for being a trainer.
And
Miss Jen.
Miss Jen for being incredibly helpful while Mrs. Denham is on leave.
Right, Mrs. Downey.
That's what I was
All right, Miss Casella and Mrs. Downey, congratulations. Hopefully we can find Honkers and Honkers Jr. and they can make their way to you. And you will have the Comet Pride parking spot for next week. Just look for one of the spots with a star that says reserved. All right, our Comet Cash winners this week are Madden in Mrs. Klein and Mrs. Gentleman's class, and Cecilia in Mrs. Taramino and Mrs. Mostella's class. Please see Mrs. Scott for your prize. Please don't come down now. She's at the Forever's a Friend event, making sure that all of our animals get there, so don't come down to her right now. All right, Mrs. Mission.
Okay. Today's announcements and reminders are 4th grade chorus in the music room. Student leaders, please report to the gym at 2:35.
Nah, I don't think that the event, oh yeah, that should be over by then, but.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, but here it says, please report to the gym at 2:35 for a meeting with Mr. Lockman. Not sure if it ends or not, but Mr. Lockman will get in touch with all of you. Okay, moving on. Don't forget to keep sending in your plastic for the next Trex Challenge. And the Lucky Grams are coming on March 8th. Check the TVs in the hallway for when your grade level's turn is coming up.
There it is.
They're cute. He does a good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it.
All right, if you carry one thing with you today, let it be this. You are brave, you are beautiful, you are strong, you are smart, and you are loved here at the Harker School. That is all of our announcements for today. I hope everyone has a stellar day, and always remember to aim high, work hard, be kind, and make magic happen. See you real soon.